Dokie. Hello, citizens of YouTube. I think I am live. I should be able to see my browser window here. Everything's going right. YouTube live streaming. Amazing. It's a little weird for me, but hopefully it's saying the right things here. It looks to be working accordingly. So I'm going to say if it is, then we're good. Okie dokie. So, hey guys, just doing this quick little live stream video because I know there has been a lot of comments that have been made on various videos, and I figured I'd take this maybe one or two videos here just to live stream, answer them live, have any type of live Q&A, and just really answer all your guys' questions because I know I was dormant there for a bit, kind of came back, and yeah, I do love talking to you guys, so there definitely has been quite a few unanswered comments. So I want to take this moment and also give some opinions on some of the comments that were made, and we'll just kind of play it by ad hoc here. So let's get started. It looks like on the Bushnell RXS 250 review from Bill George 6605, despite stage dynamics breaking the optic during drop test for the money, I paid $70 on Black Friday deal. There's a ton of value here, especially when you consider warranty. Far more appealing from companies like Siley, or in my case, from what I've seen, CV Life. Definitely is going to drive me to that Bushnell. So yeah, 100% agree with that. And yep, and I'm just gonna reply to him. But yeah, that Bushnell is definitely a good option to be had, right? So there is a Freedom USA sales. These are who I got mine from back when they were having a steal of a deal. As you see here, right, it is uh, around 80 bucks. When I got it, it was around 60, but yeah, I'd say for the value for what you're getting, definitely is a stellar optic to get, especially considering when it looks very close to the Bushnell RXS 250 there. Um, okay, let's see here. Go. Um, Let's see, from Patrick Gerald 7734. Awesome. I just ordered a Bushnell a few days ago. Got shipped for $66. There's that. Yeah. Seems like an unreal value. Great video though. Too many similarities uh, to be a coincidence at this point. Yeah, 100% agree. Between that and the EOTech eFlex, uh, and that was for the EOTech eFlex versus Bushnell RXS 250 view. Yeah, there's too many similarities there to be made. Looks like I got a live chat here from Guba Siphe. What handgun you shooting these days? Well, it depends, considering I got quite a few, right? I will say my carry is a 48, Glock 48, which I'm sure there's one on the channel here. And there is a 43X, which I've been liking. 48 has definitely been my go-to, with the 43X kind of being more for the deeper concealed carry, even though it's uh, getting close to the size of the 48, but it definitely is smaller. For me personally, I find the concealed carry, the grip angle is what's more the limiting factor, and just for comfortability's sake. But yeah, so 48, 43. One I am really using a lot though, I would say would be my FNX 45 tactical. That's seen a lot of time. And my HKP 30L that I put a comp on, trigger, various things like that. So yeah, that's what I'd say for Guba, Sipe. Boy, these names. Um, so back to the comments here. Reticle position allows you to store. This is for the Trijicon IR Hunter settings overview, which I love that optic. Great, great, great thermal sight. Reticle position allows you to sight for 4 different rifles. Um, yeah, so I agree with that. From Jeff Wright 9431 on the One Sweet Pea Shooter, one of the old videos, the Browning Bookmark, saying you are incorrect. The Mark 1 and Mark 3 regards to cleaning. They're they are little difficult to reassemble after cleaning the first couple of times you do it, but I can break down the Mark 1 reassemble in about 45 seconds. My buck marks take several minutes because the set screws are to deal with, but it's not that bad. My buck mark eats everything. My Ruger comes finicky. Yeah, so I guess I agree that I am incorrect, but also disagree that you are correct, right? The Ruger Mark is definitely I mean, they're both equally pain in the rear to be able to disassemble, reassemble. But with the uh, Rugers, I just found it a lot harder unless you get like their new Mark IVs, which have the one single push button, which I think was my main point um, about that. But yeah, so just kind of reply. But again, I'm doing live replies here, so they're all thumb up and heart everything. Alexander Wright, 9064, Doomsday Classic, Chris Reeve, one of the very first videos on the channel. Too many kiss noises, but he put an extra space in there. Um, yeah, that's just how I talk. So some idiosyncrasies, right? Not professional, just standard person. Or I try to be professional as I can be, right? Okay, Prez USMC on the One Tough Cookie Sig 516 upper, which I love that upper. I don't even know if they have that anymore. Sig 516 upper. Well, I mean, I know they have them, but are they even really for sale anymore? I know there was a time, boy, when I picked up mine, it was a steal of a deal. Yeah, so they do have them, but $800 considering I got mine for around 5 and some change. Yep, no longer available on there, and yeah, no longer available, which is what I was thinking. Yeah, Sig 516, great little optic or optic upper. Boy howdy. Okay, let's see here. Cool, applying to him. Enmir Kinning on the Katana V3 Glock Magwell that said, like makeup for guns. Yeah, I'll say so. I mean, Glocks are made to be, can never talk and type at the same time. Yeah, I mean, they're made to be customized to really, to your liking. Every gun has been since the dawn of time, right? And while this is, yeah, it's like $74 part. I mean, it is not a cheap part, but not an expensive part. And I say for what you're getting, it makes it all worth it to me. Especially with the grip on that 48, it rounds out everything. So I'd say for the price, yeah, definitely good. But it is like makeup, right? You do you do customize it. Someone would say lipstick on a pig, right? But considering what you're getting, I'd 100% agree that it's like makeup for guns. So um, let's see. Mark McKinterneck C3R on the Surefire CR123 batteries review. Not apples to apples. I know it's not apples to apples. It's more apples to oranges, but they're both fruit. And they both grow on a tree, right? So for those, yeah, I'm not sure exactly what part of the video is talking about or comparing inside of the video. It's probably likely along the lines of the standard batteries versus these ones. Again, I'm running them on everything now. You get multiples, you get used to it. I just hate having to buy disposable batteries. It just drives me insane. If it doesn't have a rechargeable battery and a replaceable rechargeable battery, then it's really out. Thomas Holland 7647 on the Making AK Better ALG AK recoil spring, which again, no AK I have goes out the door without that. Do they make one for the SKS? I don't know. That's a very valid question. Let's see. ALG SKS spring. I don't think so, but it may be. Yeah. It's one of those weird things. I never really got into SKSs. I just didn't like them for what they were. Yeah. ALG. Yeah, it's just for the AK. Yeah, again, I never got into SKSs. I would say, let's see the action. Know a lot, but don't know everything, right? Let's see here. Well, it'd help if I did recoil, wouldn't it? I'm gonna say based on how this spring looks and how it interacts, I'm gonna say no, unless it fits around that cup. It looks almost kind of like how Glock has like their maritime cups. Yeah, there's like a plunger there. Yeah, I think again going back to Thomas Holland, I'm gonna say I don't know. You may try it, considering they're only like $12 to $15. Might be worth a try. Again, only if you're really having issues, I'd say. Um, don't don't get parts chasing an issue. Get it if it's for reliability or anything like that. So let's see here. Um, can't considering cost. Only if chasing an issue. Okay. C or G the Great on the Dan Haga versus F5 Strybog ACR adapter, which, boy, that first it still blows my mind that the ACR has or the ACR stock has kind of just completely gone away, and the cost of it is just astronomical. It's insane to even think about it um, for what it is. And but yeah, Dan Haga is A1 in my book. The F5 can go straight to hell. Can't seem to find this adapter nowhere. Help. Um, let's see if we can find it here. Probably not going to. That's a news article. But worries. I've been seeing a lot of ads for them. Yeah, it's likely because they probably discontinued them along with the ACR stock, right? Let's see, Dan Haga here. What's he got? Uh, be under Grand Power. I'm looking for Strybog. Duh. Okay. Yeah, it looks like HTZ stock. So, again, G the Great. I'd say it seems like your best option is going to be this, which I'll send that in your comment here, because like we Dan Hagen, considering that the ACR stock is not being made anymore, that makes sense of why they would not have it anymore, considering it's not a discontinued product. So unfortunately, dude, your third party is going to seem to be your only option, right? So here, I'll send this your way. Um, uh, right now. Okay, cool. Jeebus on the Make an AK as smooth as butter video. That video seems to be getting a lot of traction or continual traction. Glad it is. Don't necessarily know why, but again, happy to see that it is. Um, So he's saying, or they're saying, the TPCI, I assume they're meaning the TAPCO trigger. Yeah, because this person can't spell. On my Wasser 10 is smoother than the ALG on my AKV. I shot it so much that it is naturally polished. Yeah, so of course, what I was demonstrating in that video was really um, just to show that, hey, here's how you kind of expedite it. But I mean, put 1,000 rounds down range, it'll naturally break in and work itself in, which is nice. But some people don't want to have to put that much in to be able to get that experience. And doing what I did is very light, minimally invasive. Um, yeah, so I'll just say natural. Natural breaking is usually best, unless you don't have the ammo. Okie dokie. Yeah, so replying to comment here, Mr. do job. Well, I'm assuming he's doing his job on the Photonis Echo PVS 14 overview video. Which God, I love the Photonis. Um, it it's you only start noticing the photons lacking whenever you compare it to an L3, but still overall fantastic optic. It says I have a blem on my Photonis 4G. Now I would wager and ask, is it a true 4G or is it an Echo spec? But considering I don't see many Echo specs have blems, then very well maybe a 4G. And I'm going to assume because he has a few specs in here. It says 2355 FOM, two bought for around 1900, put euros or pounds, I guess, right? And I have to say the blend was totally worth the price. Yeah, for $1,900 for a true actual 4G tube, depending on the blend, as long as it's not like a zone one directly in the center of your eye, then yeah, that definitely would be worth it. Even in the U.S., a blend 2355 is hard to get for that price. Yeah, that's I mean 1900 whatever the conversion rate is. Now, if you got just the tube, then that would be different than the whole housing. So I'm going to assume it's the whole housing because that would be a scream of a deal. If it was just the tube though, that's still a good deal, but it's not a screaming one, right? Um, and just saying, I'm asking where they got those deals from because I love to be able to take some binos. I was kicking around the idea of potentially getting like another Photonis, making a set of binos for one, and then doing my bridge setup for another. Of course, financially that would be moronic, but when in Rome, right? Okay, EXVA XVIN 3571 replying on the Surefire CR123 battery video. The SFLP LFP 123A is 450 milliamp. Perfect. I'll just say thanks for the info. Cool. So at Walter Ritchie on the Battle of the Germans, the P30 versus the USP. Oh God, who doesn't love a good USP? I mean, am I right? Um, that is not the right USP. Okay. Yeah, I'll pull this up just to have something, just to have some eye candy for what we're talking about, right? There's a substantial difference in reliability between the two, especially between the magazines. That's a bit of misinformation. For me, an HK magazine that has failed, the only magazine, or find me an HK magazine that has failed. The only magazine issues I've heard are MP5 mags that are decades gone without being taken apart and full of debris. No, I put a very detailed comment. I love it. Pro tip for the magazine release: use your trigger finger. HK45. Blah 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 blah. The only model will come full size. Wow, that's Walter Ritchie. Good. Very nice detailed comment. Um, Yep. So I'll just reply to that. Yeah, the biggest reason go with that. With lack of rudder, the trigger on the USB is definitely better than the P30. I'll say that it is. Mm, it's better because like a single action, double action, but you get that on a P30. Oh, that's a hard pill to swallow. Because I'll say my kitted out USP trigger is not nearly as good as my kitted out P30 trigger. But then again, that's a light LEM, so that's kind of a different game. But anyway, the reset is crazy long on them. Gray Guns makes a short reset kit. Yeah, so the P30 trigger I have Gray Guns kit. Love it. I use it and it's nice, but it's still overall stock feel USP. Yeah, it does. The stock USP does feel a bit more just brutally tested and just generally overall better. Capacity consideration, given the P30 mag fits, you fit your standard USP-C with a 2030. Yeah, yeah. I'm gonna rock a USP-C and then have a 20-30 round magazine tucked in my ass as a spare. Um, on the paper, the P30 is better and damn feels amazing in the hand. That is one thing that I've given every single person that I've ever introduced to any type of guns, right? And say, hey, it doesn't matter what you like or what you think you like. The ergonomics has to be number one because if you're not going to enjoy shooting it or picking it up, then it's not even going to be worth it. And yeah, so that's something that the P30 has in spades. I mean, the texture grip, like HK does a lot of things well, and this gun is like top of my list of just sheer chef's kiss, right? Performance with everything. But yeah, I collected all, owned and collected Mark 23 VPN. Oh, he's Mark 23. Okay, so he really hates money. Um, there's some magic the older models that shoot so good. I think part of the magic is that they're a tried and true tested design, but especially if you buy a used one, they're well broken in. The new ones, they take a lot to get broken in, so it does take years to really get one broken in. I mean, at the level that most of us are shooting, right? Of course, unless you find one in the streets of Fallujah, but that's a different thing. Um, but pick up P30L and have a group for it. But again, weapon mount legs. How hung up are you on capacity? Yeah, yeah. These are things. I mean, P30 is a modern gun versus the USP is a older, more deprecated gun. So there's definitely something to be said about that. So let me see here. Supply. Okay. Well, don't worry. That's fine. Let's see here. The Lone Star Lawman, 2 weeks ago, battled the Germans against the P30 USP. P2000 9mm LEM V1, the complete concealed carry handgun, the basic ergonomically, the best ergonomically. I will beg to disagree here. I will say the SK is is going to be the ultimate best ergonomically. I mean, yeah, a P2000 is nice and I like them, but you know, finger grooves. P30 SK is very. Again, guys, this is going to be probably broken out into a few different videos here, just because there is a lot of comments just to respond to here. Um, Joking. Go here. Save that. And see what we got here as it's reloading. Okay. So, let's see. Sorry about that, guys. I just had to move some stuff around. Boy, uh, the YouTube streaming is not what it used to be. Definitely a bit of a pain in the butt. Um, yeah, why is this not working necessarily? Sorry about the hiccup here, guys. Unos momentos, ese por favor. There we go. Okay, cool. Sorry about that. So looking here again, guys, for anyone joining here, I know there's not too many people. It's really just me talking about all you guys' comments and just shooting the shit, as they'd say. Shukin Dohojo 540. I ain't gonna try to say that name. How to set up an AK sling video. Good going. Oh, he's Netherlandian, Australian, English. Good going. Ah, you going. Like your video because less fluffs right down to the beeswax. I like this person. Yes, thumbs up again. So you're here subscribed before this video, and your video focus is always sharp. You know when to pause for a bit um, at each step. Thanks. Well, I appreciate that, dude. Um, yeah, good guy. Travis Plum. We're signed on the Armasight 640 monocular video. Again, good thermal sight. I had the Sting IR already and already looking to trade it trading one of my white phosphorus 14s for a Sidekick 640. How does the image compare to something like the Sting IR? So I've looked through the Sting IR. One thing about it that I really don't like is the latency. So EGM, yeah, as we see here, right? Um, EGM, I have a love hate. I understand they serve a certain field or certain thing in the market, but I really don't like the Sting IR. I don't really like anything AGM unless price is your absolute driving factor. I mean, depending on which core you have, right? I feel like the housing isn't as robust. It has it feels more plastic than the glass reinforced nylon. The armor sight does, right? If the armor sight feels like a PVS, like a military tested, battle proven type deal, right? To where this just feels more kind of toy-ish, but again, a budget is your constraints. Yeah. Um, yeah, even though it says it has 50, I just feel like the NUC isn't as fast, the non-uniform clarity or whatever it is on it, um, isn't as fast as the Arma sight, and uh, I prefer the brand a bit better. Um, so yeah, here, and here I'll just apply with that. Say the durability. And the sting is a bit better, but cost being the deciding factor. Okay, let's see here. Hudson 4426 on the Making It AK Smooth as Butter video said, "You laugh too much." I'd say you laugh too little, as I just laugh. Um, just yeah, I'm a happy-go-lucky individual, right? Ain't got no high on the energy of life, as they say. Uh, let's see, Redshift Z29 on the EOTech 512 is the best optic overall, which it really is. I mean, for what you're getting, you really can't beat an EOTech. You can't beat an EOTech 512. I mean, it's just it is. If someone says, "Hey, what's the best overall?" Like, I need something that is going to work. I need something that if I'm buying one, what do I get, right? And of course, if you have budgetary constraints, that's a different thing. But just buying one, it's going to be that one. So they said AA batteries are my reason why I chose the 512 as well. Um, and I'll say always easy to find in every TV remote. Although I can't even say TV remote. Boy, I'm feeling old. Because if you say TV, everyone has either Apple TV or something like that, and they barely take any double A's or triple A's or anything. They're all rechargeable now. But anyway, at Skeletal Lightning 8176 on the Johnny Glock GG Vex trigger. Said, I always bought the Vex shoe for my 45, installed on, added springs never included, haven't had a problem until I was in the range last week, and I had to, and had what I believe was 2 light primer strikes that dead on the ammo. Okay, so I will say, when I first was using mine, I was also getting light primer strikes, um, which, for those of you guys, we got JG Vex trigger. Yeah, so this is the trigger we're talking about here, guys. Um, yeah, so when I first got it, my first couple, yeah, was having like primer strikes, um, and after just using it, kind of broke it in and started working. Um, I'll just say same for me as well. Um, but after break-in was working fine. Okay, Dylan Caves 5974. The gun manufacturer's ranked. Bro put Kimber over Springfield. Trash list. Well, I'd say Springfield's trash. No, no. Springfield serves this place. I just don't like them. I don't like their design, the grip zone, and just their design is what turns me off more than anything. Not the performance necessarily, but uh, just the design of it. I just don't like it. Just don't think they're that good, right? I mean, we're talking here. Let's see. Yeah, Springfield Armory. Again, they're nothing's wrong with them. They serve a purpose. Um, yeah, I mean their AR, their Hellion. I feel like they do a lot, but I don't feel like they do a lot well. Um, overall, right? Uh, and they're trying for a lot. I mean, if you wanted a one-stop shop to get all of your guns from and stick with one manufacturer, yeah, I'd say they pretty much do have it covered. I'd also say Ruger has you covered. I'd also say Springfield has you covered, or Springfield, Smith and Wesson has you covered. Um, the only ones are like certain like niche. I mean, shoot, FN technically has you covered, right? Again, all at different price points. Yeah, I think they're good. I really don't like how they look. That's my honest to God reason of why I don't like Springfield like that. But hey, as to each his own. No, I don't want a chance to win. Yeah. So, uh, yeah, I'll say I'll admit this. The rankings are a little bit objective. Um, Element on the KD Gunworks Strybog customization. Boy, old video. And also I have changed out the locking block um, on that Strybog, and I've also I've changed a lot of stuff right since I got it. Since when I did get it, a lot of the Strybog stuff was very very just new. It wasn't out there yet. And as the market kind of progressed, better quality products have got in there. Like example, the rolling lock and block from KD Gunworks was fine, but the charging handle was always kind of crap. So I replaced. I forget with what I replaced. I'm sure there's a video out there I did about it, but if not, I will. But anyway, Elmate on that video said, "Did you ever have any issues? I just ordered one. I plan on getting my A3 tactical lower. Now that I see on Reddit bad mouthing. I'm worried." Um, yeah, I will say. Let's see here. Um, we'll say locking block. Uh, Actually, no, it's not locking block. Um, Strybog, charging handle, detent. Wait, I'm blanking on what the heck this thing's called. Um, there it is. HB Industries. Yep, certify. Um, Obviously, this is for the SP9 A1, but I'm sure they have the A3 in here somewhere. This is who I went with, and I did their charging handle. Charging handle is great, and the locking block is great. And I will apply to him. Yeah, it's much better overall. Okie dokie. So let's see here. Austin 180 on the Surefire CR123 battery video. Anyone know why the light blinks green and then just off? Can't find the user manual. Means it's fully charged. Yeah, if you don't see it on, it's fully charged, or it's not connected. In which case, you should make sure it's blinking before you leave it, right? Um, Okay, let's see here. Calvin Fitty, 3451 on the Grey Guns short reset from HKP30L. I installed the SRT and still hate the trigger. Assume he's meaning the SRT for the Grey Guns, not the SRT for the SIG. When it starts moving, I feel like it's sliding down a slope until it falls off an edge somewhere. Hate the shape of the trigger as well as the flexible plastic nature of it. Well, I assume he's talking about okay. Oh, he's talking about the HK. He's talking about just the stock trigger and just using the spring kit. Yeah, I'm going to try one of these flat triggers. I know it's still going to suck. Oh man, here, be optimistic about it. Bought my P30 online without having. Also, I said online, two separate words. Without having handle one figured in HK, it must be good. Not. I'll never buy another crummy HK product. Even Glocks and clones I've fired have a better trigger. Gack. But HK. That's all I can say to that. But HK, he's not gonna like that comment. That's fine though, because HK fanboy is gonna HK fanboy, right? Okay, let's see here. Because HK, boy. Okay, that's fine. Yes, boy. At least it's asking for everything. Um, let's see. Smoked corn. Boy, stop with the pop-ups. Smoked cornbread. Smoky cornbread. Nice name. Making the AK better. Fab Defense, the top rail cover video. I'm curious if this will fit on a Saberworks cop block. I don't even know what that is. Um, as I get out of here, that is a Saberworks cop block. They might be showing me something. Ooh, this is cool. Ooh, I've never seen these. So I love talking to you guys. If I learn something new every day. Uh, what type of products do they have? Okay, so I'm just gonna apply to you and say, don't know. At them now. Yeah, never heard of before. Okay, yeah, wow, these guys look pretty cool. I assume it says cop block. Okay, so this is something if you're making something from scratch. Okay. Huh. Never made an AK from scratch. Would love to though, but considering it's you either do it right or you do it wrong, and the margin of error is extremely tight. I'm sure I could do it, but yeah. So I don't know if it'll work with the cop block, but you now have me interested in these guys as far as just the company goes. Hmm. Well, thank you for that. Smoky cornbread. Well, no. So, let's see, looking here. Travis Lupum on the Raven Bridge night vision thermal mount. I've been looking for a bridge and doing some research, and the Raven Bridge seems to have everything I need. Yeah, it definitely has everything I need. I mean, considering you don't have to buy multiple bridges, but I think it'll do dual tubes, it'll do thermals, it'll do multiple variation. Um, yeah, and for those of you guys in here, yeah, we're talking about as I go back. Um, but the Raven Bridge, which is just really cool. So I mean, I was like a way early adopter. Like when I first saw these coming out, wow, they've gone up significantly in price too. So that's good. Um, yeah, they're built like a brick outhouse. I really like the IPD interpupillary distance to be able to modify and change that. Um, and it works good for me. I mean, I'm very happy with my setup. Um, the only thing I would wish I had a bit better. Well, I'll say I'm very happy with my setup overall. If my tube was a bit brighter and then the thermal had a bit better for the detection software, it'd be perfect. But these are minor nuances. These are want to haves, not need to haves. Um, yeah, so let's see here. So we've got J Carter 855 on the same Raven Bridge video. Currently waiting on the Raven Bridge Sidekick 640 to be delivered in a couple days. Finally decided to try it out with a PVS 14. Nice to see someone actually look the setup over instead of just read off the marketing checklist. Yeah, because that's one thing especially with this stuff, I found it's always hard because it's a very small niche community. It's even smaller niche community is going to make videos about it. And something like this, it just seemed to fit the bill. And I said, oh, for the price, I mean, why not? Just give it a try. Um, yeah, so currently waiting on that. Armor Site sending at 640 around, apparently begging for good reviews. From what I get off all the reviews, just copy and paste, parrot droning on. Yeah, kind of put me off before I took the plunge. Thoughts on yours, sir? Um, yeah, I will say. Um, Mine has been great and will keep rocking it into the future. Um, it's a fantastic price with with uh, modern enhancements. Because it does. I mean, again, that whole IPD situation is fantastic. The only thing it doesn't have is the whole, pan out, pan and bridge, pano setup, which I don't think is really necessary. You're trying to achieve something that isn't really made for, and it can kind of work, yeah, but I mean, as to each his own. I just like being able to move it in and out. I like the little arms that it comes with. The only thing I've noticed is you can get these little screws here. You can get them very finger tight, which doesn't really make a move. But when you swing both of these out, especially the thermal, you see here, the thermal actually will. You see here, the thermal will end up clipping here before it actually starts swinging, and you can then act as a pivot point, leverage, and actually pull this out. So that is something just to consider. But then again, it's easy to move, and you don't want to tighten them too much down. Even though I know they say these things, they're bulletproof as far as what function they achieve, and you don't have to be gentle with them. I still like being gentle with them. Anyway, on point P3M on the AK Smooth as Butter. Again, one of the popular videos here. I replaced the Shepherd's hook that's made of wire and get a good solid steel one from the AK Operators Union. I'll have to check those out. Um, let's see here. So he said AK Operators Union. Is this that? Oh yeah. Hello guys. He's good AK. That guy. Okay. Yeah. No, I watch a lot of this guy's videos. Makes some good stuff. Yes, I'm 18. Um. Hmm. Yeah. Didn't really know he had a story here, but now I do. And why I like talking with you guys here. Uh. Does he have? Let's see. He said Shepherd's hook. Let's just see. Trigger. So he's got the braided. I'm not seeing where he's saying about that. Oh, I guess probably maybe this. Maybe the retaining pin. But yeah, the braided ones, the braided wires are perfectly fine in my opinion. But in either case, sorry about that. Let's see here. Jake Carter 855 on the Surefire battery video. I went with the Orbtronic 16340s. A bit much for most devices, granted, but I like the made in Japan. It's a small print, to be honest. Still gives me, still might finally give the Surefires a try for lesser devices that I don't want to potentially cook or keep supporting their CR123A habit. I like that. Um, Pretty much just commenting for the algorithm. Well, I appreciate that, J Carter 855. Um, yeah. Uh, Comment. CR123A habit. Electronic. Okay. Yeah. Actually, let's look at that now because that's something new. Let's see, Orb Tronic 16340. Okay, keeps the same nominal voltage. Hit the wrong button. Let's see here. Well, slow sight, so they got that going against them. Orbitron 16340 RCR. I hate their naming, how they have like CR123, CR123A, protected 920 Lion, rechargeable, that button top Orbic, free battery safety. Okay, I don't like how it's named. You saying made in Japan, right? I have to do a little research on these guys. I hate these weird looking chargers. Not that the Surefire is any cheaper or any better, not necessarily, but yeah, new and improved. The same size, make it a paddle with rivalry. Highly recommend. See, here's the only welded by Seiko Japan. Yeah. Oh, for the capacity, considering it is double the capacity. I'm going to save that in my notes because that has me at least curious for what it is. Yeah, yeah. Hmm. I'm still going to say that the Surefires I will trust over these, considering I trust Surefire's name better than I trust these. Um, but not to say that they are bad. So hey, here I will get some. I'll get a pair of them, and we'll see how they go. Although if they blow up my thermal sight or my Trigicon, to steal from the Joker, hunt you down, right? Just joking. Let's see, Alanti Lexus, the Armor Sight 640 video. Great video. Thanks for putting time to this. My pleasure. Glad I could. Yeah, appreciate it. Gino 1031 on the IR Hunter in-depth review. I really like that video for considering there really doesn't seem to be a lot of information out there regarding the IR Hunter. Considering the price point, I get it, but considering a drop that much coin on that, it's good just to have something. Great review. Thanks, sir. Yeah. Just gonna heart and like that one. Cherry 24V on the AK Smooth as Butter video. It's a little bit easier if you hold it close to your chest. Heh. Okay. Thomas Kingsbury, 6560 on the HK USP Expert, and HK work mat seems appropriate. Uh, True, but HK tax. Do they actually even sell a? I'm sure they do. Yeah, tech mats. Let's see, an HK web shop. Oh, I wouldn't get a VP. Okay, okay. Might have to just get one of those considering USP, right? Um, yeah, cool. Thomas Kingsbury again on the USP Expert. I used black color fill, but they spelled fill like a name, not like the action. Um, who's Phil? Uh, Ben W4401 on the Strybog Lingual Scorpion lower, which again, you guys need to get that lower for the Strybog if you haven't. Um, Brick Shithouse, you mean? I assume I said something. I assume I said Brick Outhouse. Um, cool. Jeremiah Cherry 5283 on the AK Smith's Butter. How are you liking the top cover? I had a chance to buy one, but saw zero vids on it online. Um, yeah, that is my. That was the Fab Defense. It was the Fab Defense AK top cover here. Boy, they went. God, gun parts gone up in price. I'm glad I got my stuff when I did. Um, Love it. It's fantastic cover. It still is a pain in the butt to kind of slide on, but I feel like after a while it has sort of molded to it. But the ratcheting mechanism, be able to retain zero and just given that rock solid lockup, has been great. So, um, yeah, rock solid still. Hope my video helped. John Griffin, 1950 on the ALG AK recoil spring. I bought one of this for my Vepr made in Russia. Oh, lucky. Just fantastic. Cycle is very nice with my can. I highly recommend this product. Agreed, I would as well. Um, just a regular guy, 3287 on the Armasight video. Check out the Rix K3 Pocket. Most impressive thermal for 800 and warranted in 10 days or less in Texas. Let's see what this is. This is the Rix K3, he's saying? Already kind of not liking that it's on Amazon. Already kind of not liking that it's that low refresh. Okay. So I guess different purpose, right? I mean, the Armor Sight can function as a monocular like this, like a handheld, but it is really made for that helmet use. But again, for 500 bucks, considering being able to cherry pick it out, maybe something that's worthwhile looking. I mean, the build seems pretty nice. Um, it's from Kirsten. I don't know if it looks really nice. Kind of looks like plasticky. So I can't stand. I mean, plastic's plastic, right? But like, I much rather prefer like glass reinforced nylon for any shooting type things. Um, but I mean, 500 bucks. Hey, I never even knew about these guys. So Yeah, here we'll apply it to this guy. Let's see here, guys. I'm going for a little bit again. There's gonna be a few of these little videos here, just answering guys' comments, and if there's anything in chat or anything people want to see, just again shout it out. Noristis, on how many magazines should you have? As many as you can get, ideally at least 10 for everything, right? They said, for my pistols, I have a minimum of 2 and a maximum of 17. Ooh, weird number, 17. Okay. I have an average of 5 magazines per pistol. Okay, solid. For rifles, a minimum of 7. Okay, don't know where the numbers are coming from, but makes sense. For revolvers, I carry a minimum of 3 speed loaders per revolver. Okay, well, whatever makes you happy, right? As far as for um, your choice of what you're using. So, um, sounds like a solid plan. Okay, for Clay I7Y, they said I just got my Walther P99 in the final edition version. It is my favorite handgun, even above my Glocks, Beretta, Springfields, and others. As you mentioned, the Walther was the first to come out with the interchangeable back straps, and then also their pre-cocked, striker-fired, able to be decocked trigger, which it makes me sad that the P99 has gone away, except for the final edition, which for anyone watching here, there should be a yeah, there should be a P99. Yeah, for anyone who's watching who's looking for a P99, you can get one of the last ones that I found is at Euro Optics. So, yeah, and one of their final editions. I don't like the OD green. Only reason I didn't get it, I kind of want to, but I just don't like the OD green. So, and I already have one of their last generation before this, right? So, um, solid get. Uh, but yeah, so it's my new favorite handgun above this. But it's my understanding the P99 uh, is the gun they did it first did it on. Love the history, beautifully designed. Yeah, I agree with you, dude. I'll say it's a shame they discontinued. Yankee Cornbread 8464. Good name on the P30 versus USP video. I can't find a USP compact in 40. Well, that's odd. There's plenty of compacts in 40. Plenty of compacts overall, right? Um, yeah, so I went with a P2000, which is much more comfortable than a full size USP. Yeah, I'll say that because you had the USP, you had the P2000, and then you had P30. So it does follow the natural progression of getting to the ultimate ergonomics in the P30, the middle child of the P2000, and then the OG, the first one, being the USP. Um, but let's see here. Next comment is from TrackPack GT877 762 by 39 by 556 45. Freaking love both. 556 is small and super fast, and I love the green tips. 762 is not as fast, but hits hard. It's a 30 caliber. Yeah, so you can hunt with it, right? Or at least most places. Um, that's why I have both. Ammo's about the same price in the area with Russian ammo ban. Great video. Well, thank you. I'm glad that helped. I like my mix of both because I just don't like 300 blackout. I just can never get behind it. Um, yeah, glad you enjoyed it. Let's see. Tim Benham 516 on the Armor Site video. Thank you very much, good sir. Glad I could help. Um, Amanda Torino 8194 on the KD Gunworks Tribal customization. Thanks for the video. I subscribed and ordered the kit the other day, waiting to ship. Yours is the only video I've located regarding the install besides the one on the website. I must have missed it, but do you use and install the small circular rubber ring that comes with the OEM buffer? Yes, you do. Um, and yeah, boy, that video got, or that comment got a lot of traction. Um, Yes, yes, so you do. It just acts as like a little shock buffer. It's in the OEM buffers. When I installed the HBI, I had to use a dental pick to remove it. My other question is, can this be used with a suppressor? Any video? Yeah, yes, it can be used with a suppressor. It's actually perfect to be used with a suppressor. Um, yeah, so I had to remove the OEM spring. The ring appears. Yeah, so I'll just say it runs perfect suppressor, and so say still rocking mine, which I am. I spelled suppressor right. Actually, let's see here. Is KD Gunworks still around? They are. Just a guy tinkering when I can. The site does not appear to be working as well. Okay, but this. God dang, he went up in price. Whew. Okay, it's quite a bit for what it is. Um, but hey, it's still available, still there. That's what I love about just like YouTube and just finding like little things like this, especially for someone who takes an interest, someone who has a hobby and they make like a little profit from it. It's great. Yeah, KD Gunworks. Ah, what did I say? Yeah, see price increase. Don't know why it's not clicking. The site needs a little work, but in either case. Let's see here. A Clockwork Peon. P30 versus USP video. Great comparison. And although it's just an aesthetic thing, I like the red highlight of the HK logo on the P30. Did it come like that, or I painted it in? I painted that in. Um, Nail polish. God, and I get so much crap for that. Just oh, you painted your guns. It's like no, I like doing that. It sets myself apart, and I just like how it looks. I just think it's neat. Um, let's see. Selena Hernandez 181 on the Chris Vector issues. Anyone else check theirs for cracks? Yeah, so that was an interesting thing. So the Chris Vector in their mold forming process, I assume. Um, yeah, it wasn't. It happened at least once or twice from what I've seen in the internet. Grease gonna crack. That's funny. Um, but yeah, it was definitely a niche thing, but it was still clearly visible, especially on the wet models. And there's no way to say it wasn't. And to say it's just a cosmetic thing, I disagree. Like if it was like a blemish or a flash mark, yeah. Um, who's to say? But definitely happened. I didn't like it for that reason. Um, definitely a small issue, but issue nevertheless. Okay, Jeff Sondler, blah blah blah, 2706. Pistol Brace is on their way out. Really old video. Back when I used to kind of just do, content and just, well, just doing all types of content, right? Trying to figure out what the niche was or what I was really enjoying. And current event stuff wasn't really liking the current event stuff. I did it, just kind of see, and it was interesting, but I didn't really like doing it for a long time. But anyway, what type of pistol is that? Looks amazing. That would be my Oh, if I go back here, that was a Taurus PT 1911, my friend. That was one of their dual tone variations. The old one had it forever, but traded in with my Sig, which I found out was a bit better overall. Still a good gun, but definitely not polished, right? Um, well, if I could spell. Let's see here. Cloud NY5UX. The USP is the best video. No 40 or 45. Sacrilegious. Um, I see he's a man of class. Should I go back to HK and not Hong Kong? Um, legendary. Boy, HK, you're getting real bad with the ads here. Um, Clever Foxel on the EOTech 512 is the best overall. I run my EOTech on a 512 on a riser. I love the optic. Some hate it, but I do love this optic. Still my favorite. I have an XPS3 as well. Okay. Not sure why you're running on a riser. It's already kind of a high optic. I mean, unless you're doing it for like night vision performance, right? Just get that higher level. But ooh, that must look weird. Okay, let's see here. Akumi QIU on the KD Gunworks strap bug video. Do you love this gun? With all my heart. Okay, King Dragon for the Armacite, commenting on the Armacite video. Uh, Damn thing isn't even turning on warranty claims soon. Well, I assume you mean yours because mine works just fine. It does take a second, but it does work. Yeah, he is. Okay, update sent in for claim. Said it was a faulty flex cable. Okay, that's a little bit disheartening to have it be your first one and have an issue like that, but I digress. You know, it's always going to happen. Something's going to happen. Product not working as intended. Excellent customer service. Product is the best bang for the buck. Glad to hear and couldn't agree more. Yeah, I'll say I had one thing with Armistead. Their warranty. Well, I haven't. Thankfully, I haven't had to invoke the warranty yet, right? Um, hopefully, never have to, right? But uh, Sidekick 640. Yeah, definitely is a. Oh boy, it sold out. Huh. I guess it must be making its rounds. Yeah, for the price, I don't think you really get something better, build better overall, just for what you're getting. I only had to deal with them for their warrant or not warranty, darn it, for their firmware update for the software that they were using, and be able to just message them because my account wasn't working correctly, but they were very quick to get back. So yeah, look forward to them. And I got a and if you when you register it, you get a bunch of little swag and you get a free hat. Who doesn't love free hat and stickers, right? It's like when you rip open your box of your, what multi-thousand-dollar item you buy or Trijicon, right? You rip open, you throw the ACOG to the side, you just want the Trijicon sticker. Um, but anyway, Razito Pralski, 1414, that's Polish. P30, talking on the P30 versus USP video. Please note the P30 incorporates a more simple yet harsher trigger mechanism. It's creepy and far away from the USP ones. Um, yeah, I'd say depending on the variation. Yeah, people. Again, I'm an HK fanboy. Everyone knows that. I love my HKs. I love my USPs more than anything. But I think people do get a little bit too think of the just USP can do no wrong, right? Yeah, I like the trigger on my P30. I'd say a bit better. Um, Now my USB expert, okay, maybe my USB expert elite, okay, that's a little bit different, but I digress. Russ Holder on the gun manufacturers ranked video. Ruger ahead of IWI and Canik last on your list. Yeah, Canik where it belongs. See, Canik, I can't get behind Canik. I really can't. I can't get behind most Turkish guns. I mean, there's very few that are out there that I can get around, but I hear people say about their, oh, they're great, oh, da 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 da. But I mean, come on, guys, like $700 for a Canik. I mean, yes, this is a custom signature one, blah 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 blah, and yeah, it has the P30 trigger. Yeah, I get that, but $800 for a Canik, we'll say street price 700 for a Turkish made gun. I mean, yeah, they're great. It could be, and I feel like I'm putting Turkey down, right? I'm not. I'm just saying. Um, I just don't think a lot of their stuff comes. I feel like maybe some of their reputation has been artificially tainted with the cheap shotguns and this cheap stuff they have put out, right? But when they really put their heart into it, yeah. But I think this comes down to the kind of the same thing for about Springfield is that I don't like the design. I don't like how they've incorporated that, right? It's not my thing. It's not my piece. I may need to get one just to try them out. Actually, you know what? Let's just say the TTI. You got Terran Tactical. Okay, that's how you know they're jumping the shark and they're swinging for the fences. I mean, they're. Oh boy. Oh boy. Okay, come on. There's just okay. It does look cool, but it also looks gaudy as hell. Like, I mean, I'm one for some Gucci'd out stuff, but it does. Okay, that does have a lot of features. I feel like this is a perfect thing of a like a Subaru BRZ or like a Honda Civic, like the SI based model, and it's like you put all these modifications and all these things, and you tune it the hell up, and it goes fast or whatever. But still, at the end of the day, it's a Honda, it's a toy, it's a whatever, right? It's still gonna be. It's not. It's never gonna be a Lamborghini. It's never gonna be like an M5. It is what it is. I mean, it's definitely nice, definitely fast, but it is in the eye of the beholder. Um, you got me again. I don't look at mechanics. Um, I may get one just for giggles. Okay, I realize I'm just saying that. Okay, Canic Creations. What is this? Reptile Green. Seems like they're doing the Turkish thing of they got 50,000 different makes and models to try to appeal to everyone. But then again, when you appeal to everyone, you appeal to no one at the same time, right? Um, okay, I may have spoken too soon bad about Canic. No. uh, ooh, I do like that. I don't like the Apocalypse. I hate the spray paint look. I like the Miami Vice, but I don't like the Miami Vice. But I do. But I don't. Hmm. If they get rid of that crap on the side, I think I'd be cool with it. That is pretty cool. Hmm. You got me, Russ Holder. You got me. You got me looking at the mechanics now. Um, and actually, I'm gonna edit my comment. I'm gonna reply again. Um, actually, after taking at their lineup, um, the signature, but then see, I got to be man enough to admit when I'm wrong, but I also got to stand on these morals. But yeah, signature, as the name implies, the whiteout, Cerakote. Okay, it's just Cerakoted. Well, as I would expect, right? Um, what what does it do different other than be white? The collector's item, okay. Comes with a signature box, okay. Uh, hmm. And it does okay. Has a ported slide. It does have a ported barrel. Comes with a bunch of goodies. Has the P99. Tempting. That one actually is probably the most tempting variation I think I've seen, and it comes with a nice little box. Mm, not bad, not bad. The yeah, not the Knights. Okay, this is equally as cool, but it reminds me too much of that El Cheapo candy they used to get. I mean, I would get the holster, I get all like the other stuff, but I wouldn't get the actual gun just because yeah, I think that part looks kind of crappy. But cool at the same time. Boy, I'm really conflicted with Canix, man. Um, just kind of go right to the top and just see what their best is. Okay, so it seems like they're definitely selling like a hey buy one, call it done. Yeah, see like and again another thing about these you know Turkish and Chinese whatever companies right is they seem like they like to take designs from everyone else as we know that right they stole the trigger from the P99. This looks like a FNS Edge, right? Like FN's uh, competition line. Like this looks the same. But again, there can only be so many designs to a gun. I get that, but again, at that price, it's about half the price. They're doing the Turkish thing. It's a question. If I can, I'll get one of these. If I can get the, let's see here. If I can get one of the mags, let's see. If I can get one of the mags with the blue base plates, then I'll get one. Doesn't look like I can. Okay. Well, no free shipping orders over 99. Okay. I will. Russ Holder, you have started something. Now I'm going to go look at the mechanics, see what they're offering about. Mr. Guilty Fool, I did a few videos for you, dude. Always good talking with you. You guys know any budget magnifiers that work with the Arisaka low profile mount? And that's quoting on the PVS 14 sacrificial lens video. I'll say the only magnifier I'd recommend, just because all magnifiers are going to be the same. Check out Hopophile. Um, he's another YouTuber, right? A lot bigger than myself. But check him out. He talks a fantastic thing about magnifiers, and that a magnifier is a magnifier, which I cannot agree more with. Just because their prism optics are very easy, very straightforward to be able to build. But I will say the Sig Juliet 3x or 5x is the only one I recommend. Extremis Prime on the Trijicon IR Hunter video. How far can you see with this thing? Quite far. Um, no, but definitive answer about, I'll say about 300 yards positive um, to identify. To see. Yeah, so about 300 yards to identify, about 500 yards to actually see something here. So let's just go all the way back out of Canik. Yeah, Trijicon IR Hunter. So again, just a beast of an optic. Built like a tube, but boy, when everything goes to hell, yeah, the IR Hunter is definitely going to be the one of the last thermals standing. Just it's built like a brick outhouse. You can't say it's not, right. Of course, the price reflects that, but yeah, if you want the best, why settle for the rest? God, love that optic. Yeah, design, engineer, and manufacturer. Yeah, and that shows too in the warranty support. Or customer service was fantastic, as I would expect nothing less from the Trijicon. um, but let's see here. Mr. Guilty Fool again on the Photonis Echo video. The Marco PVS 14 in Canada is so insane. I'll just apply what's the average price. Yeah, Canada's always got that bit of inflation for stuff like this. Anthony ZE6FC on the Fab Defense Make an AK Better video. Willis Foot on a PAC Hell Pup. I would say not. Hell Pups, I would say just because Hell Pups, I'd say the Hell Pups just get weird. I don't think that they're perfect in that aspect. They definitely have all the little issues here, but yeah, I wouldn't put too much into a Hell Pup unless you do one, and then I'd say maybe like a JL Billet type one. But anyway, Jeffrey, is that how you say it? Yeah, that's how you say it. 3289 on the ALG AK recoil spring video. I need to slow down my carry speed. My Wasser was going Mach Jesus. I love it. And this recoil spring did the trick. Yeah. I would say you should also still check though, make sure, if you need something further, get like a KNS adjustable gas piston. Those are fantastic. Let's see here. Yeah, there's the KNS. Always good, and you don't want to go much use the slam in the back of your carrier. What is that? If that isn't a gorgeous image, I don't know what is. Oof, clean. Um, Anthony ZFC. Okay, Anthony again on the AK top cover. Um, More Fab Defense, PAC, Help Up AK-47. Okay, that's the same question. That's fine. Um, Joe Buck, UC3BL on the P30 versus USP video. I prefer the P30 over USP until I found the goofy decocking location of the P30. Yeah, 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 yeah. Took me a second because I was for those of you guys that don't know, on the P30, it's actually directly over the rear. Here, let me see if I can find it real quick. Um, P30. Yeah, that's one thing that's weird about it. So the decocker mechanism is actually this little tab right here, which makes sense, right? Because your thumbs, it's a hammer fired, it's kind of over the hammer, you're there, right? Um, but just to be able to decock it to where you have your safety on off and you're able to swipe down and you call it good, then you're fine. But on this one, you do gotta really adjust. I don't like it. Um, it's one of the only things I really don't like, especially when you have to say it just makes sense. Just have a swipe down decocker like we're always been used to, but I can understand why because that makes it more universal for the variations and yada yada yada. Okay, Creative Kids 33 on the Blue Vickers AK Sling review. Wet work turns off video. Geek indeed. Well, I'm not even gonna reply to that. Don't even know what to say. Wet work. You know what? I am. Thanks and proud of it. Okay, Andrew Benoit 552 on the HKG3 extended, make it modern STG. Extended charger handle is now 45 bucks on HK parts. Yeah, that's one thing I've noticed is a lot of guns are just kind of going up in price. And all the parts and everything. Mr. Guilty Fool, long time viewer. I've been watching your name for a long time, dude. The Katana G3 Magwell. Any Molly shotgun pouch? Dude, you always make the most random questions on the most videos that don't even have a correlation, but I appreciate you always. Um, I'll say anything Velcro and detachable. Yeah, anything Velcro and detachable. Haven't really got pocket shotgun except for the Benelli. I got 500, but then yeah, Benelli's the only one that's really kind of caught my interest again. Okay, 99 Cobra 2281 on the Raven Bridge. I got the Argus LW NVM, and this has been a solid and issue-free for a budget G24 knockoff. I hope and pray that that mount is cheap as well, because if you got a budget G24, here, let me see here, NV, NW, NVM. Okay. Okay, so this is already a budget as well. Okay, cool. Um, oh, it's for a okay. Sorry, I was thinking it was a bridge. My bad. Yeah, I say the Wilcox G24 is the gold standard for a reason. Yeah, they have kind of core to the market, but I felt the cheap ones seem to just wear out. The metal shavings just doesn't work as well. Um, Mr. Fool, I'm just saying, didn't get notifications. Any take on the Ruger PXM New Rage? Can't get the IR Hunter in Canada unless we become 51 states. I have to out see you. Hopefully Mr. Guilty Fool, you there again. Hopefully you saw me talking about you. Um, I was just seeing the chat comment then. Let's see. The Argus is the only off-brand worth a damn to mention. I have an experience with the compared psyops. I should try one day, but I have no doubt same level. Basically, just commenting for anyone interested in them. I normally don't recommend China clones. Um, yeah, I'll just say thanks for the info to check them out. Cool. Check both those out. Okay, Jack Van Berg, uh, on the Raven Bridge mount here. I will I'll probably end it after these Raven Bridge. I got 3 comments here, um, and then we'll call it a night, and then we'll come back to this another day. So I'm glad I was able to kind of get some of these questions answered for you guys here. So let's go back to DuckDuckGo. So they said I'm currently saving up for the setup. I think I might go with the Fleer Breach instead of 640 due to cost. Ooh, eventually I'll probably upgrade to 640. I just can't financially justify the promote for now. A single NE PVS 14-7. Yeah, for that one, dude, I would say save up. I'd recommend saving. Um, Instead, I'd say you're going to get more bang for your buck, and instead of having to have your money tied up in one item, then having to flip it to then fund a different item, it just makes sense to kind of just hold off because I mean, are you really needing it? Um, yeah, that's one of those things where I mean, I got to the point of I could have got something cheaper, but then I got a little bit, I saved up a little bit extra, got the one that I wanted, and it was worth it. Now, if I went even further, I could have got the one I really wanted, but I'm always a take the middle of the bridge road kind of guy, right? Um, but anyway, that's what I'd say for that. Charles Ryan F3. Yeah, sorry, I'm gonna go back to it because the breach, the technology in it, yeah, it's objectively almost the same as the 640, but the 640 is still gonna be better. But anyway, Charles Ryan, I am a new sub. Awesome, great video. Thanks much. Um, just like glad you enjoyed. Again, I'm going every single comment here, guys. Mr. Guilty Fool again, and what a perfect one to end off the night on. Wish I could get stuff like this in Canada. ITAR slaps hard. ITAR slaps hard. Yeah, perfect comment to end it on. Looks like Cold Harbor is in Canada. Yeah, so it looks like I will end it there for that because ITAR does slap hard. Yeah, and I definitely have quite a few of comments, more comments to answer from you guys here. So again, I'm just going down the line and getting every single one. So hope you guys enjoyed this little geeky nerd talk episode. I know I did, just kind of googling around, talking with you guys, figuring out or answer some of your questions here. Yeah, I hope please consider liking, commenting, subscribing. From this, of course, if you want to. If not, you can just always you can always just do comments and I'll respond. And I figure I'll keep this cadence of just doing public talks with you guys and to make sure I don't get in the rears like I did with all these comments. But with that, I hope everyone is going to have a wonderful, awesome night. Unless you're watching this after the fact for the VOD boys, in which case, good morning or good afternoon. Um, yeah, so this is the Geeky Nerd signing out.